always asking for live. It's like, is this mic
You're
on?
live. You're live.
And it's like, oh, I'm very, you cause a little trauma to make sure you're alive. And welcome to Pink Club, your tri-monthly tangent from the world around you. I'm your host, Rick Strohmeyer, and I have a broken toe, along with co-host S.
Matt Hattress, who surprisingly has no broken bones after this past week.
Yeah, and we are joined with Jake.
I don't know where he is for everyone else.
That's all right. We are joined with Jake. Go ahead, Jake. Introduce yourself, because that's what we do.
How you doing? I'm Jams, or Jake, Fat Dad's Toys. Gibble and a little this, a little that. Yeah. Oh, listen, throughout this, you guys notice I'm 10-second Tom. I have a traumatic brain injury. I'm just going to forget every single thing I'm saying mid-sentence, so I want to ask for your forgiveness now.
That's fine, because we forget what we're saying every 5 seconds, too, and we go off on the tangent.
That's what we do. And
I just flatlined.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Thanks for giving us a heads up, but, as we do in Planet Autism, we are flexible by all stretches of the imagination. So that's okie doke. We got you covered. All right. So fun bit before we go. Jake is also going to be my bunk buddy, not my booth buddy, but my bunk buddy for 5 points. So it is a pleasure to have you on board, and we got this thing going, right? Right.
I'm very stoked that you reached out to me, man. New York ain't cheap.
No, the bastards. Yeah, so
I just stayed down there for the creatives event, and me and my son jumped the river and stayed in some it wasn't a questionable hotel. I just happened to know the son of the owner, so we were like, we're gonna do it. And we stayed over in Bergen, New Jersey, but it wasn't anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was lavish by any fucking means. Yeah, it wasn't.
That's what most people, when they go to New York Comic Con, like if they're trying to keep it cheap, they'll let's go to Jersey.
Yeah,
like the first 5 points, I split a room with a guy that I shared it with the collector and then another vendor or artist, and that was cheap. But one slept on the floor. That wasn't me. Because I was like, I made the reservation. I'm not sleeping on the floor. And and that was cheap, but it was like, it's in Brooklyn, right? But it's like 3.5 miles from the event. But it's still like, it might as well have been another world away. It's like, damn, Brooklyn is like big and slow.
Yeah. So
You talk a lot of shit.
To sleep anywhere. Like I can't now. Now at 38, if I sleep on an air mattress or anything, I can't get off the floor. Like I can't get up and move. So I used to be a musician doing a lot of stuff. I could sleep on anything. Like I slept in a group home van for hundreds upon hundreds of nights with friends, traveling.
That's so cool.
Yeah, but I can't do that shit anymore. Like I have to have something that's like, I know it sounds like old, but like therapeutic on my back. Otherwise, I'm in a lot of pain.
No, I'm with you 100%.
Dude, we all got to get real. Like, I know I'm only 31, turning 32, but like our asses like we get brittle and like cracking and like.
Yeah,
People think it's like old. Like, oh, when you're 60, you start breaking down. No, bitch, you start breaking down at like 25. Like, get ready.
Plus, it depends on what you do with yourself. Like I lived until probably like 10 years ago, I used to be like a knucklehead and I was wild and I lived a certain lifestyle. But I did a lot of damage on my body, and especially when I was doing stuff with bands. That is an incredible amount of work to set up live events and so on. So like I started to ache probably in my late 20s. Plus, I've been raising kids since I was 17 years old. So, I mean, I'm just old.
Oh, man. Over the break, I got to see some very good friends from Texas, and they had their miracle baby 6 years ago, and he came along, and it was like, and all we could do, like, for one of the car rides, all we did was compare notes about like what old age has done to us. And it's like, yeah, it ain't fun, is it? Remember when we were running around and hitting each other and shit? Yeah, no, not anymore. We're like, oh, look at that little dude. He's going. We wish he had his energy.
Yeah.
My best friend sent me a picture of him and his goddaughter, who's his niece, like today, and I was like, "You disrespectful piece of shit!" Like she's 13 now, and I was like,
My
like, how
17-year-old,
dare
listen,
you?
you won't see my 17-year-old. I try to get him to come out, but he is, like I told you, I used to be a knucklehead. So he's like Jake 2.0. Yeah, he's doing what I did, but he's actually like doing it more. He's doing it more effectively. He's different than I am. Like he's a little like tough guy gangster, and I can't stop it no matter what. No matter, I don't care what anybody says. Like I parent all day, all night. I bubble wrap my kids to the point where I at least know that they're not feral in any way. But you can't change that stuff. Like once they hit 13, 14, 15, whatever. Colin is literally only a couple weeks from 18. And he literally is like, yeah, so I'll be gone, like the day after my birthday. I totally want to live on my own. I'm like, okay, be safe. Don't do drugs, and don't do see. I'm so I think I don't mean to offend you guys. I smoke, but like I'm very militantly anti hard drug. So like
Right.
I'm always telling my kids like no, and you're like, dude, trust me, you got a better chance of us being hit by lightning. Like it's not gonna happen, Dad. I'm like, good. That's all I really care about. Be safe and stay healthy.
Rick's kids are two puppies that run his life.
Yeah.
What kind of doggos you got, man?
Oh, I got a Shar-Pei and a Chow.
So little ones, man, right? Yeah.
They're one's 40 some pounds, one's 55. They're medium sized.
So my
I love
in-laws have Dachshund, Dachshund, and they're tiny, but they probably weigh 50 pounds, man.
Oh, okay, fair enough. My mom had a wiener too, and yeah, I hated that little asshole. But yeah, no, they're like Munin and Puka. I've run with Chows and Shar-Peis like my whole life. My family had two at different times, and when I bought my first house, I was like, I got a dog, and it was a Shar-Pei, and they have the autism. It's in their breed. It's just like the way they are, and I fell in love with them, and it's like every time I get a new puppy of that, it's like, God dang, I gotta puppy train this one all over again, and it's 2 years of puppy training. It's like, but it's a labor of love, and right now
it's worth it.
It is like I had a wonderful one in I got her in 2012, and I trained her to be a service animal, and it was 3.5 years of intensive training, and she passed at a very under unfortunate circumstances, and at the age of 4, and
oh man,
yeah, it's rough. It's depressing as hell. But then we got my Chow, and not treat motivated whatsoever. So very difficult to convince the dog what you want when she's like, there's no motivation in it. But
is that who growls when you take a picture?
No, that's Puka, the Shar-Pei. But like,
okay,
so
I'm like, I can never remember who does that.
They're both. We got Puka as a COVID puppy, for lack of a better term, and they're both good citizen dropouts. Like it's just like you guys have no idea who you replaced, but I love them and they're great. And yeah, so.
My parents had Boston Terriers. Are you familiar with them?
Oh yeah.
So I've been aching so bad to get one again because I had those growing up all my life. My parents used to breed them, and they used to do puppy shows and stuff in my area.
Nice.
But instead, my lady, she has been so ridiculously aggressive about introducing kitties into our house, and I turned into a cat person out of nowhere, man. I've never first of all, I don't dislike any animal. I'm not too fond of ferrets, but
No
personally,
one's
like
fond of ferrets. Not even ferret owners are fond of ferrets.
It's literally not them. It's what you have to put them in, that smell. It's that smell from like the chips and all. I can't stand it. It's so bad. But I never really was like, oh my God, the kitties, until I got a kitty. Now I'm all about. We lost 2 kitties in the fall, within 48 hours because people in my neighborhood are they're just whack jobs about how they drive. And my kitties, we didn't want our kitties to ever go outside because of it, but they were like professional Alcatraz. Like they would make a raft out of raincoats, man. What they used to do is they used to dig their way through the accordion in my air conditioners. And they would get out, and then we would be taping up and try to barricade it. And this year we're not fooling around. We're just getting plywood inserts. So we can't lose another kitty. My lady said I took it worse than the kids and than her combined. Like one of them was my bro, man. He's like talk to me and stuff. He's cool. I miss him.
Yeah, cats who want to go out,
they find a way.
They sure as heck fucking I was gonna say like Noodle. She's not an outdoor cat, and like she never has been. Like she was feral when she was little, but like she's fucking 4 and she hadn't been outside like that since she was like 6 weeks. But her ass, like now that she's on the first floor, she knows it. And like one time I opened the door and she was like, "Peace the fuck out!" And I was like, "Where? What?" And like it was nighttime, and I'm like, and she's black and brown like Torty, so I'm just like, for the love of God, I'm gonna lose my damn cat. And she wants to hunt the birds, she wants to kill the animals, and I'm like, get your dumb ass the back in fucking side.
I live under giant pine trees, so there's constant squirrels and birds, and that's all they see from my house window. We have a big bay window, and
so they chirp at them.
And that's how they do that noise to me too. If I ask them if they want their snacks. Yep, like when I go to give them their little snacks, their little tender snacky things with the chicken or the tuna inside, they lose it. They know right where it's at when I say it. If I'm on the other side, I'll say, "You want a snack?" And they just boom, gone. So we actually just got a new kitty 3 days ago now. And it's probably going to be the last kitty that we introduce, for 3 kitties is enough. So 3 kitties. We have Malacco, which obviously I don't know if you're familiar, but I'm like huge into the movie Clockwork Orange, and it's like a very big term from the movie. So I named the cat after that, which it means milk. And then we have Mad Max because of I'm a giant Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome and World Warrior fan from back in the 80s. And then now we have our newest little kitty. And the kids named it Oreo. Yeah.
Oreo. Well, we have here. I'm not gonna hold her for long, but come here, because she's my buddy for the show. This is my old lady. This is Pebbles, but her new nickname is Gandalf, because J.R.R. Tolkien actually, is that his name?
Yep.
Thank you.
2 R's.
Thank you. J.R.R. Tolkien. He actually was inspired by my cat when he made the character Gandalf, because she is the queen of "you shall not pass" to my poor other cat, Noodle, because Noodle could be across the okay, here, I'm sorry, go, get away. Like,
yes, she don't want you right now.
Oh, she's old, so her bones are always like, like
she didn't look old.
She's 19.
Nice, dude.
Holy shit, she's old.
I've had her since I was 13. She's tatted on me.
That's a, I'm gonna give it to you. That's a I mean, I have sleeves on my arm. That's a weird spot for someone. It's a little painful spot, right? I mean, that was tender
Yeah,
back then.
and her face is gonna go here, and everyone's
That is
like, "What about
one.
Noodle?" I'm like, "Noodle's got to put her time in, man."
Yeah. Not officially
I'd
in the
give
house
my I'd give my left nut if either one of my first two Shar-Peis lived to be 19.
Oh man, yeah.
It's just like,
I feel you.
it's like, and then that
every
would have meant
single
the
day I'm
first.
grateful.
That would mean the first one would have just passed this year. But it's so like
I am so grateful for
hell
her.
of,
Like,
hell of a perspective, Nicole. Like,
like every single time I go on like a trip, like to decon or anything like that, I look at her and I'm like, "You fucking stay! You better be here when I get back." I get so terrified. Like, yeah, you remember, Rick? Like, she went to get her teeth pulled, and then the vet knew that like I was so, I'm very dramatic, and I think I developed an ulcer like during that day. And she didn't even say like hello when she called. She's just like, "She's fine." I'm like, okay. Like there's no hello, nothing. Just like, yeah, she's like, "Let's just get it out the way. Let's just
tell her hello, none of that crap. She didn't even want to hear it. Just tell her what she needs to hear.
so Alicia, I can't show the dogs because they're with Alicia up at her folks' place, and she she took off, or Puka is pretty good on off leash. That's the Shar-Pei. He's pretty good off leash, and Alicia will let him outside to go pee in the field on his own without a tether. And she did it one night, and she didn't know the deer were on the other side of the house. Puka knew, and he took off. And at 10:30 at night, she could hear him racing and barking at it. And then she has to go back into the house and tell her mom and dad, like, "Put your shoes on. I got to go get the dog." So like they're all scurrying at night with lanterns looking for the freaking thing. 2.5 or a quarter mile later, still on the property, she finds him, and he's got brambles on him and twigs stuck in his folds and all kinds of crap. And all she can say is, "Oh crap, he'll never forgive me if something happens to him." I'm like,
and he's sitting there, or like she's probably sitting there going, "And I thought you were the fucking good one. Damn it."
oh, those deer never knew what was coming.
She was disappointed in you.
All right, so we got
I want a corgi so bad. Okay, anyways, continue.
That's all right. Corgis.
If it's good enough for the queen, it's good enough for me.
All right, so let's start off with, what are we drinking tonight? So Jake, you're our guest. You get to go first. What are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking Gatorade. Powerade.
Whoa! Normally we have some
Grape
exotic
zero.
drinks. Right on, Nicole.
It's a zero sugar grape Powerade.
I have a plethora of liquid. I have a giant water bottle. We could thank Big C for getting me attached to this. And I have, my iced tea.
He just sold out his vinyl tonight.
I know, so excited. So my delivery for that, I'm very upset with USPS because I was really looking forward to doing an unboxing of it for tomorrow, since like I hate Mother's Day. And it went from Stamford, where I used to live, and it was supposed to be delivered today, but it went to Danbury, where like Dirty Deeds and all of them live.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's coming, like it'll come back because it's a like expected delivery today. And I'm like, "You ain't coming today, you're coming on like Monday now." But like,
well, if you want, we can unbox it next week.
Yeah, fine, let's do that.
No,
are you getting one too?
No, I missed out.
I'm upset that I wasn't able to grab his vinyl. I had last minute super expenses because Comic-Con is a week from today.
Yeah, you're going to Saratoga.
I'm stoked and nervous as hell. Actually, I don't know if this will flip around. Will it flip around?
True.
No, it won't. Yes, it will.
Oh.
This is my little backdrop.
Oh yeah.
I got some
Okay.
lights, some stuff. Sorry about the light.
That's all right.
This will just go behind the table, and then I'm bringing a detolf and stuff with me.
That's
Nice.
cool.
Pretty stoked about that. I hopefully
I
I
like
haven't
that.
just got a big box from Tenacious Toys from Benny.
Cool. Yeah. I got
Yeah.
the old
I like
water too. So nice.
We
It
are
must be-
so like
We're wild and crazy guys. Oh, it's the night.
That's
to
one
be
of my
hyper.
favorite skits.
Good. Oh man. All
I
right,
still
so,
feel so blessed that I've been to SNL and
Choletta, do you have your color wheel?
I do. I actually
Okay.
kept it literally right here ready to go.
Awesome. So we're not going to take away from Jake visiting us tonight, but so it's
It
a new
takes
month.
2 seconds. Just tell
I
them how it
know.
works.
I'm
okay.
going to. I'm giving a little preamble. So yeah, this year we've decided that instead of doing like homework and stuff, we're doing colors of the month. So Nicole has this amazing random color selector provided by Sharpie, and later on we'll share what we've done as for last month's color of the month. But we're going to spin for a new one. And Jake, as our guest, you get to choose octopus for it to stop on octopus or robot. So
You're so much smarter than me since I sat there the last time going through the whole thing.
well, there's just economy in motion. You just taught me what to do. So Jake, robot or octopus?
Octopus.
They're
always.
right next to each other. No, you can't.
It's the only two I remember. Spin it, Nicole.
Robot, octopus, or pizza.
Okay.
Oh, wait, pizza.
I knew that you were going to say pizza, and it's on the other side, so that's fine. Okay.
There you go.
Oh.
All right.
Okay, let's
spin
see
away.
if I could do this without fucking it up like I always do.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, see, I fucked it up. You see, I can't do it right. How do I have to do this? Laying down? What did we learn? There we go. Laying down. It's definitely laying down. It's now it won't stop.
We'll I think we're gonna continue this next year.
Ooh.
And we'll make some modifications to the spinning selector or the rando selector.
Okay, let's see. Which side did we learn that this was on for me to read?
Pizza, and it is from all
It's called Jasper Green.
Jasper Green. Right?
Is that correct?
Write it down. Oh, well, it's
Yes,
now codified.
Jasper
So I
Green.
wrote it down.
I'm just making sure that I was looking at that right.
My turn.
So Jake, it has it like this. So I don't have to sit there and open the pack and be like, what the fuck color is it? And I'm always like,
That's pretty much green straight on.
yeah,
Is
it looks kind of
it's-
like,
Oh, it looks like green and all drab had a baby. Cool.
yeah, it looks like a little bit like, shit, I'm trying to think of like a light version of like a camo green.
Yeah, that's cool.
But remember, my room is also orange, so I could be completely off base from how this looks.
No, I've Googled it too. So
Thank you.
I'm confirming. And yeah, dude, that's in my wheelhouse. That's cool. We
That's
got
not
that.
in mine, and I kind of like that.
All right. So let's see, where should we go from here? All right. So we have the previous color of the month, which is the celestial gray, which is essentially a very light gray. Nicole, I'm going to share. I downloaded a picture of your guitar.
I also have Jake's copy right here.
Oh, well, there you go. You want to hold that up? Or you
Oh
want me
my
to share a
God, I
picture?
forgot you're sending me one of those. Thank you so much. Seriously.
All right.
Means
Sweet.
it
So
means a ton. It really means a ton.
I knew that it was something that like meant a lot too. So like I printed out the backing in that color, in that gray shade, just so like I don't know, I kind of liked it better than black. I printed it out twice, and then I layered that grid to make it like the ashwood color. But I like had to sit there going over and over
Up and
to
down,
keep it
like
like
that up and down stroke makes it look like wood.
yeah, and it was just like
of
a since I used fuck, why is my brain shorting out? Not Liquid X, gold, the golden fluid. I had to like go very gently and then wait and then go back. And then go back.
But if you're doing,
go back.
if you're batch painting like 10 of those, you know, that should be like boom, 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 you know, like.
Yeah. I did 5. Well, no, wait, hold on. I did 5 plus, so 8. Yeah, almost 10.
So my stuff's in limbo. I sent it out last week, and USPS says I don't know where your stuff is. Because I'm on that show as well, the musical icon show.
I hate
Ouch.
USPS when that happens because like
It's the first time that has happened, but this is only my third show, and my second show, didn't turn out as planned.
I feel
So
like
I don't-
USPS has like a joke against certain things.
They're like, "Oh, you're an artist. Well, fuck you."
And you guys have totally the opposite experience that I do. It's like my
He always
delivery,
gets everything in
Once.
time.
I've only had one miss in my,
Once.
only once have I had a mishap with the post, and that's because it was just two. One was crushed in Germany, and one, and I can't blame the USPS for that, but I had one that like got delivered on a Monday, and the store was
Oh my
closed,
God, I
so
remember that.
it got, so somebody else helped themselves to a free toy. I want to share my guy.
I think no, you say that I had that opposite experience. It only happened the one time for Complex Con, and like
Right.
it finally stopped letting me track it, and I'm like, well,
Yeah.
maybe it'll be one of those things that shows up in November of this year as like oh look, we found it from a year ago.
I kind of doubt that. I'll tell
Shut
you
up.
why after. No, it's fine. So I over the break, I was able to get some toys to Gallery F in Chicago, and this is one of the Phantom Star Lords by Killer Bootleg, and I wanted that to have like a very stony old effect. The base I ended up getting at a toy swap because there was a dude who made like all kinds of terrain pieces for action figures and stuff, and I was like, that is going to work for this dude, and so and I think he saved me like a ton of time by me just buying the 3D printed base. And normally I don't like
he has moss on his feet.
yeah.
Like Fox style, kind of like, you know, on the with the.
So
with
it's
the,
not so it's just layered paint, but it's like a different moss effect.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, let's do this. I experimented on a couple test pieces, and I was like, all right, I really dig that, and it turned out pretty all right. Just
So
a different.
Sorry.
So what? No, let's go ahead.
I'm an absolute fan of Killer Bootlegs.
Oh, awesome.
I love bootlegging because I do that too. I don't know if you guys know, like I bootleg toys, I make spoofs, I like to do art toys, I like to do all types of fucking crap, dude.
Yeah.
And it's all junk, but I like to do it. So this being said,
Oh, don't say that. I like your.
you like my one of like 4 fans. I love it. No, I appreciate it. So
Don't make me go get my toys of yours.
plus you're one of my favorite customizing slips. So as soon as you showed that to me, man, like my heart started to pump. That is amazing, dude.
Thank you. That's the only one like that I have. And you know, when Billy asked me to paint some toys for him, he sent me that form And then the little, this form, let's see.
That's not a 3.75 though, is it?
No, it's the,
It's bigger.
I don't know how tall it is.
I think
It's gotta be like 6 inches tall, yeah.
Yeah, 5.5 inches.
Yeah.
I have one from that series.
Okay, and then I got, he gave me a couple of these to paint, and
Gnarly.
so he has, yeah, these are really cool. So he has one from me. He has one of each of those from me. I paint them all differently and let him pick which ones. And then he got a glow in the dark tech from me too.
You can paint all of them, man. You
Which
can
was
paint anything from like the subtle and smooth to like the absolutely wild. I don't know, man. I'm not trying to sound like a douchebag. You're unbelievably talented.
Well,
Keep doing that to him. He hates when I do that.
It's like, come on, man. I just got a lot of tools in my toolbox, but I appreciate it.
He fucking hates when I gas him up.
It's great. So like that's what entertains me. You know, I flick through people's toys that I'll never be able to own, one-offs, and I'm just like, wow, just like someone goes to an art gallery, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think I've ever seen anything that I was just like, I don't really like that. Like literally everyone, I'm like, damn, that's cool. Every single time. It's very gnarly to see.
Your college education paid off very well, right?
Well, all right, thank you. Like during the break we had
the rare times.
We've had like the block show. That was done at my plastic heart. It was cool. Like I did my blocks differently than I had them set up differently, and because they were designed to be or done to be individuals and set vertically. Every time Ethan was like, well, here's so and so, and right next to it is another one of Rick's pieces. And it's like, yeah, because you're gonna fucking see 3 of them in this, boom, 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 and that was cool. All right, so we got the new color. What have you done lately? Oh, okay, so we're gonna try. So before the show, I messaged Jake and Nicole that I would like to do a segment that's pretty much just an extension of what have you done lately, called Over the Break I. And it doesn't have to be art related. It's just like we're just gonna go, everybody takes a turn, and we'll do this a couple of times, be like, over the break I did this, and blah 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 blah. And it's pretty much inspired because of one of the second grade classrooms I sit around in the mornings, and this teacher, she has the kid when she does her morning meetings, she has the kids always share. And this past week I had to run her morning meeting because of absence of her being out, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's not the only time I've done it, but I thoroughly enjoy it because I just turn up the game show host level, and most of the kids are entertained. And I'm like, yeah, we're just going to bring that kind of energy here, sort of. And I just thought, like, yeah, it'll be fun. So, Nicole, you get to start us out. One thing over the break, I'm
trying not to say what just happened because I'm just like, I broke my body. Over the break, I got up really early and got donuts with my friend Dylan. But that's not like significant. No offense, Dylan, because I know he's watching. It was like Sunday at like 7 a.m. He came to my house and he's like, "You must really hate my driving if like if you're having me come to your house and then you're driving." And I'm like, "Yes."
That's not the guy I met, right?
No, that's Joe.
Okay.
Oh, hi Joe too. But over the break,
we're gonna take turns. So like, you'll do one, Jake will do one.
Okay, that counts. That counts. All right.
And then you'll do it again. We'll do at least 2 rounds. And
damn it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of shit that happened in the past 2 weeks. Not pretty guarantee it. And then like I thought this would be cool because then like we don't have to impose on Jake, like, what have you made? It's just like something that happened in the last 2 weeks. But if you've made something, by all means, feel free to have that as a share too.
So over the break, I actually took time. I never take time off toys. I do it like 7 days a week. I'm doing something because I do it out of my house. I took 3 days off and went on a staycation with my family, and I did nothing but for swim.
Nice.
I wanted to get back and immediately start painting. I'm learning a new thing, so I wanted to keep doing this thing until I get better at it.
But that's still so amazing that you actually took, because you and I have talked about this, where I'm like, you need to slow the fuck down. And you're like, I can't, and I'm like, I know, but you need to.
I am slowly. I am, because it was putting a burden on my pocket. It was putting a burden on just a lot of stuff, and it's overflowing my house. It's everywhere. So all the money that I've been, not making, once I start to make it, hopefully Comic-Con starts to pick up. I have to get myself another workspace in my backyard so that I can, slow down a little bit more and do things, work smarter, not harder.
That's Rick's favorite motto too.
It is.
And
it's also get the clutter out.
Yes. Yeah, I can only give away so much. I can only give away so much of my shit to my kids.
Right. So over the weekend, I went, or
over the break.
Over the break, I went to a toy swap meet, a local top toy swap meet with a coworker. And because one of the mini groups on Facebook I'm on is the Minnesota Toy Posse, and it's very much just a regional group of people who they keep an eye out for like toys you want to buy at like Target and whatnot, or collectibles, and it's also just a community for people to like trade and trade toys for and share what they've got. And once a month they do a swap somewhere in the metro. And we went to one, and I spent a whole $45 there. And so $10 of that was 10 big ass rubber dinosaurs that some dude had in a bin under his table, and it just said 10 for $10. And I was like, "You're going to sell 10 dinosaurs right now." And I just took him to one of the classrooms I work with, and I was like, "Here, I got you 10 dinosaurs," and that was pretty cool. Then I got an extra I got a Funko Horde Guardsman from Masters of the Universe. I thought this guy was cool. Gnarly. So what?
Gnarly. I'm in my head. I'm like, yeah, I would take those feet.
Yeah. Well, like, okay, so $3, and it doesn't look like a Funko, so I get to paint it up way differently, and that's pretty cool.
It doesn't look like a Funko. You're right. It doesn't at all.
Yeah. There's a certain bit of Funko that doesn't look like Funko, and I really like that.
That's like the game we played.
I have these figures called Rock Candy, and they don't really look like, they look more like realistic, but still cartoony busts instead of that big swollen head. It's not that type of like, Funko, but they were called Rock Candy.
Right.
Yeah, I have like a Beetlejuice one and a Lydia Dietz one. What's that?
I like the Rock Candies.
A Skeletor tiki cup.
Yeah, absolutely necessary. Cup. Absolutely
$2.
Necessary.
I'm like,
I don't even know Masters of the Universe, and I would have been like, why did you buy that?
$2 though, not bad. And then where is it? So I spent $45, and this was
I'm doing math here, man. You're
this
short.
was the deal.
You're short.
So that's the
no. You said he was short. I thought you said he was short. Not you're short.
No, I'm looking. He said that's the deal, and this
was the deal. This fucking no box, but this fucking thing runs for $60.
That's really
And-
cool. Yeah. One of those, what do they call that? Deconstructed?
The X-ray for who is it? The X-ray for by Jason Freeney, done with Fabs Lab and
No.
and DC. So $5,
cool.
Nicole.
That's definitely
Okay, I can't wait to see what you do with that.
$5. So I was quite pleased. There was some lady who had a Planet X Asia Sofubi, and I'm not as well in tune with Sofubi as other people. I'm like messaging Clav. I'm like, how much is this thing really worth? Because I from what I understood or what I was assuming, her price was too high, and he's like, yeah, no more than $90. And I'm like, yep, nope. Because she wanted way over 100 for it. I'm like, yeah, no. And so that's pretty much my my toy haul from that. Nicole, you get to go again if you would like to. I'm going to tell Miss Christina we did this. This is hilarious.
Over the break, I went to Mystic, which is in Connecticut. My mom loved it, and I thought, like, with Mother's Day coming up last week, I went, like, it would be a nice thing to do. And they have this place called Alice's something, Alice in the Village, and it's complete Alice in Wonderland, like. And I love my stepdad to death, but the man forgets that he's constantly told me about this place, and I've been there like 5 times. And each time he's like, if you're going there, don't forget that there's this place. And I'm like, I know. And like, it's so cool. And they changed it a lot. So it looks like way cooler. And they asked me like what name to put on my boba tea. And I was like, Mad Hatters. And she was like, oh, fuck yeah, I am. And that was super dope. So it's so funny because like I go up there maybe like once every few years and nothing really changes. Like, it's where, where Mystic, you've seen Mystic Pizza, or like you've heard of Mystic Pizza, the movie. So that's where Mystic Pizza is. I don't really like Mystic Pizza though. But like I do the same thing every fucking time I go. Like I don't think I've ever gone like outside of Mystic Pizza.
It sounds like they should put pot in their sauce. Am I wrong?
They should, once the state actually gets real with the legalization that they gave us.
Just sounds like it should be a thing. Like Mystic Pizza is going to take you on a trip.
But like, my God, if you've ever, I don't know if either of you guys have ever been to like one of those like port towns, like, in Maine or like Martha's Vineyard or whatever, like one of those kind of.
I have tons and tons and tons of family off of Bangor on an island called Stonington and Deer Isle, and it's all that. It's all.
Then you get
that,
it. It's touristy, and I'm like.
I can tell you where I live. I live in a very
Where do you
live? Up. I live in Lake George, New York, and we have like Six Flags. And
dude, I fucking love Lake George. My favorite restaurant was there for forever. Grandma's. What is it? Grandma's Country.
In Bolton.
I wonder if I'd survive an amusement park nowadays. Thanks, Jake.
I can't. I'm going to Disney in June, like just like as like a break while I'm out in Cali. And I know for a fact that my body, if I'm going to do any kind of like roller coaster, it's going to be the last ride of the day, and it's going to be like while the Uber's being called, like to go.
Okay, fair enough.
I used to love it, and then I started to hate it once I developed. I have Crohn's disease. I have a stomach ailment. So I cannot be tossed about like that. I just can't. It literally hurts me.
Oh, wow.
So
yeah, please don't.
I used to love, but I'm still a kid, in a lot of ways. So I enjoy it clairvoyantly through my kids, I guess. So like we used to be, we live only 3 miles away from a Six Flags. So that's usually where
I've never
everybody
been
gets
to
their
that
first,
one.
everybody gets their first job there, you know, when they're a young kid around here. My son Colin did, I did, just everybody works there, you know, doing lifeguard stuff or whatever, games, stuff like that.
It's cool.
But it's super duper risky outside of the village of Lake George, and it's where a lot of serious, like I said, a lot of rich people, a lot of actors and politicians, they hide in their residences under, you know, false names. And once in a while, you'll see people. Actually, Gilbert Godfrey that just died, he is a regular in Lake George. I've met the dude like 3 times.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yep, Ralph Macchio owns a dude ranch up here, and he's cool. Scott Baio is not a very pleasant human. He owns a lot of property up here, including a dude ranch and a really cheesy amusement park. Very broke down. It's like it's more of like a carnival in the woods, so it's creepy.
So basically,
that
what
one in
you're
the Dark
saying
Tower.
is that Chachi owns a place that you would be murdered in.
Oh, a Scooby-Doo amusement park.
Killed in it. So in the back of it is an RV park, and someone was killed there, like in the 80s.
All I can hear now is Scooby Dooby Doo.
They got a giant Scooby Doo in the back of the park. A giant statue of Scooby Doo.
Do they?
Well, last time I was there, I mean, it was probably 15 years ago, but I mean, it's 30 foot tall. It's probably still there.
Richard Strohmeyer, how did you know?
Hey, you know, sometimes I'll paint a guy like a Scooby-Doo monster too, because that was my first taste of Creedence Clearwater Revival, is hearing them be played on Scooby-Doo during a chase scene.
My dad loves Creedence. My dad plays so much Creedence, it's ridiculous.
And Jerry Reed and Batman, you know, watching those guys, it's like when you're 8 and that's like one of the few shows you get to watch, it's amazing and impactful. Or younger, it's like, yeah, like you only had 3 channels and Scooby-Doo's on.
I was definitely watching SNL when I was old.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you, Rich?
Oh, I'm 45.
Don't tell him.
I'm a bicentennial baby.
I say 21 all over again every year. My kids, even when they're singing happy birthday, 21.
I'm well seasoned, and that's okay, man. Like I've done a lot. I've survived more than I should have.
I thought you were, you know, my age and Nicole's age, for sure.
No, I
am 6 years younger than you. Don't say our
I have a
age.
Peter Pan complex. It's all right. Like my girlfriend is 8 years younger than me, but you know, we met 12 years ago, and it's just like by the time you're 30 or older, and there's like a 5+ age difference, like nobody gives a fuck, because
I'm secretly in love with
Alicia.
He hates it.
So it's like,
I got like quite a few years on my girl too. I'm older than she.
I mean, like when my first real girlfriend partner was 10 years older than me, and that was fun. I mean, she was 21. She knew what she was doing. No.
Anyways, next part of the segment. Moving on.
All right, Jake, you get to go.
Carry the one. I'm pretty stoned. Shit.
Now I have to be the adult again. Here we go.
I love that joke so much. I think she hates it though, but yeah.
I hate you so much though.
All right, so Jake,
it's okay.
over the break.
I told you I'm going to steal Alicia, so it doesn't matter what you say anymore.
All right, Jake.
Okay, so over the break, I developed my second piece of digital art, and I'm really stoked about that because I've never done stuff like that. I've been doing non-active psychedelic blotter art just because of the perforated paper. I think it's very, very cool. So I had a release with Sir One, and I made blotter art, and I'm really kind of proud of it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And it was digitally done?
Here it is. Here.
That shit looked fucking hand painted, no lie.
Hang on. We'll have to trade notes on that later.
It doesn't want to turn around. Whoa. Hang on. It just jumped out. There it is.
Cool. How big is that?
8 by 10.
8 by 10.
But I'll try to get close. You can see it's like perforated paper.
Yeah.
So
Pretty as fuck.
It's not easy. So obviously it came out during the 60s and stuff when people used to do LSD and stuff, but they used to get famous artists that were traveling with bands to put their stuff on it, and they even got like Andy Warhol put stuff on some art, so on and so forth. So that's the intrigue that I am into. And and a friend of mine that is in the scene, his name is Zero Merca. He is sorry, my phone's being weird.
It's all right. We're flexible.
So I started buying the art because of Clockwork Orange, because they have this thing called Bicycle Day, and it's done by One Times Run, and these artists get together, and even everybody from like even Ron English and Kazakh and so on, everybody kind of dabbles in it. But this guy that I know by the name of Zero does some wicked stellar art, and it kind of inspired me to do that. So that Bicycle Day was just last week too. He just dropped a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, Luke does bicycle. Luke too does Bicycle Day every year.
Oh, yeah,
I always love buying his shit.
I did see him on there. I forgot. Yeah, he did this year and last year.
I think I have his Boba Fett from a few years ago.
Education. Education.
Sorry, I'm doing a card for the D. Every time we're live, I get so much done in this show compared to like any other.
I
love it.
I was able to watch one of my very good friends graduate with her doctorate in infectious diseases. Perfect timing. So like some of the commencement speeches were very politically charged because and it just felt really relevant to watch. Congratulations, Carol. Dr. Davis. So while I was there,
congrats, Dr. Carol Davis.
So I ended up going to, I'm in Chicago, and went to Gallery F, and I ended up getting one of these young ladies. Have you seen these before, Nicole? Yeah. The Bode Broads. It's a hard thing to say.
I'm sorry for my face dropping because I'm super jealous. I've only seen them like up on a shelf.
Correctamundo, and I've only seen them online, and mostly I've seen them be customized. So I was like, what's the flaw? So I'm like, enough acetone will make anything a blank, right? So I'm like,
that's what we've talked about. Everything's a blank.
This lady was my co-pilot while I drove, and yeah.
Who's the artist again, Jacob?
I don't remember. I left the box in the truck because normally when I buy toys on a trip, I take them out of the box and they just kind of sit. It sounds weird with this one, but they sit in the front, and I just like look at it, hold it, and see what I'm going to do with it while I I put a textural feel in my
inspiration.
Yeah. And
I'm going to do that with like this guy now.
It's giant. That thing is big, man. How big?
Yeah, it's way bigger than I thought it would be. I thought it would only be about like 8 or 9 inches tall.
It's like 24 inches.
She is
18 inches, I guess.
14 inches tall.
Oh,
I'm like, I'm a big fan of tall
That's
ladies, so this is pretty
psycho
dope.
tall.
Yeah. So there's that. And I was pretty excited about that. Also, like my dad, when we were kids, my dad, when we took trips, my dad would get the phone book and he'd scour through the phone book because he was a big model railroad dude. And he would scour the phone book and figure out where all the hobby shops were. And then we would go to all of them and he'd spend hours looking at whatever old stock that they had, trying to find those old gems. And I kind of got it at the time. Now that I'm older, I'm like, man, I understand why my dad did that. Not just necessarily just to give those people support, which is why I go. But it's like, those brick and mortar places are going away quick. And like, so whenever I go to Austin or Philly or New York, I always try to buy something from those toy stores too. Because it's like, I may not always be there or order online, but it's like, man, I really appreciate going in and seeing like whatever they have, it's just specific to them or like some rare find. And it's pretty.
New York City comic book stores.
Fuck, man. Yeah. And like like even right now, Sauce Drop Toys has their show, their Mad Can Mutant show, and the dude is like putting his shit. Have you seen that? What he's doing with that?
Yeah. I've been chit chat with him. I admire the guy. He's cool.
So it's like, man, that guy's got a ton of hustle for this show, and he's just throwing he's putting out he's embarrassing me because I don't hustle that much to promote my stuff, and he's just like slathered the internet with all kinds of information.
He got on television, everything.
So what?
They had a television interview, like a legit television interview that was based out of, I think, Tampa, Florida.
Yeah.
But they did an interview and everybody's stuff got hosted on there. I saw them do a scour from left to right. And I'm like, oh, there goes Star One. And they're fed up. And yeah, I was like, no shit, that's cool, guys. It's good exposure for everybody.
That's freaking amazing. Like, so yeah.
I see that kind of hustle. And it's consistent. Sauce Drop has done other things too. I gotta say,
You're muffled, babe.
Uh-oh. Is your hoodie on your lapel, Mike?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, beautiful.
There we go.
There we go.
But I stopped in and recently told him, I'm like, I really dig what you're doing, and I got a few friends sending some stuff over there, and he's like pushing me to buy a blank and do up a spray can. I might do it.
Spray cans
That's
are really
awesome.
cool. Like they're interesting they're cool to paint. They're weird to take apart. If you take apart your toys. But like, yeah, there's a lot of nice surface area to just be able to put a good design on. And yeah, it's I like that form a lot. There's so much potential.
Yeah, this is the one I got at Mothership.
Oh, very good.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, that'll take apart easily, I think.
It does. I tested it out because
Okay.
I don't know if I'll do it to this one because I'm pretty sure that I gave it to my son. So I don't think I have a right to do it anymore.
Well,
but what's that?
If you want advice off camera, I'll give you advice on how to strip it down all the way. But like some of them take apart way easier than others.
Take it. Thank you, man.
No problem. Like, yeah, it's no problem. So then we got the background sound of stuff that we've listened to to get ourselves moving for this week. So, Nicole, what kind of things have you been listening to while making stuff inside the studio or on the couch while you're painting wood grain broken and dying, or painting wood grain on 8 little tiny weeping guitars?
Tiny peeping guitars.
Oh,
it's while my guitar gently peeps. That's how you make it a bootleg. You just change the name.
Okay.
And copyright infringement by Apple Music or whomever owns the catalog to the Beatles will never happen now.
Ooh, that would be Michael Jackson's kids.
I thought Apple Music bought it back.
Ooh, they might have. Like, man, oh man, can you imagine the
Whoever
zeros?
owns
How many
it, I
zeros
ain't
are on
trying
that
to
check?
Let me tell you, I would be
spending though.
I'd be semi-hyped if, like, not hyped, but I'd be like, "Oh, I just got sued by Michael Jackson's kids." Like, are you kidding me? Sorry. Anyways, but like, that would suck because I don't have the money for that. Ozark came back.
Oh.
And I'm not going to give it away because it was the series finale, but the audacity. That's all I could say. It's good. It was good. It was one of those like endings that like you know either it's going to be like the good guys win or the bad guys win, and like no matter what, it's always like that. It's like Breaking Bad, all that shit. Like, what's going to happen, and definitely did not expect it, and I liked that. I don't know if anybody agrees with me, and I don't give a fuck. Also Moon Knight, I think finished up Moon Knight, and apparently that's like on like the bottom of a lot of people's list for like for Marvel shows. And I'm like, I really liked it. And again, not going to spoil it in case nobody watched it, like finished it yet. But like,
we're going to be spoiler free because I already trimmed my Facebook timeline. I trimmed it of all the variants who decided they'd create Nexus events. Like, fuck that. Just like, sorry guys, I don't care how clever you think you are. Like,
oh my God. One of my friends goes, just so you know, in Doctor Strange, I go, don't fucking finish the sentence. Oh. Don't even send me the text message. I will delete it. Like, I will do that unsend thing. But like YouTube, because of like me watching like, superhero shit, it's like 10 things that you didn't see in the multi. I was like, no, skip, right. Go down. Show me more murder shows.
My kids yell at me. They're like, you're going to spoil it. Don't say nothing. And I'm like, I was just going to tell you it's good. Go see it. Shut up. Stop yelling at me. My teenagers. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm trying to tell you, you're not going to waste your money. It was good.
There you go.
The only thing that I can't get behind paying $20 for movie tickets, but then at the same time, I'm like, I'll always pay for Marvel. I did finally see the Batman.
Do either one of you guys have like a matinee place where you can go see a flick for like $5, $6?
Yes.
I'm in Rich, Connecticut. They don't do that anymore.
This week I only go to work on Monday, and I have the rest of the week off. So Tuesday I'm going to go see Doctor Strange at like 10 o'clock in the morning.
The 10 o'clock tickets are still $20 here.
And I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to go see it.
Yeah. We used to have a place that played movies that just left box offices, like literally, if it left the mall, it would be at this place, and they would only charge $2.99. Yeah, and then it went under, and now it's a brewery.
Yeah, we had a bunch of dollar theaters in El Paso, and the last one we had here, it's the embodiment of that kind of crap. And when they decided to revise the shopping mall, that went away, and put a liquor store in its place. I guess a new type of good times, right? So what have you been listening to while you're making toys this whole time, or the past 2 weeks? Okay, name 3 bands or things that stuck out.
So in I'll give you two. So between movies / TV and music. So during the daytime, when my younger kids are at school, I pick up my oldest son, the one that you just saw, and he comes over. He comes over to my house, and he'll immediately put anything Star Wars on, like go right to Disney Plus, and I'll make toys with that going on in the background. And I'll be like, turn it up. I can't hear it, so I got to be able to because I'm pouring and sanding and that stuff the whole time.
Sanding's the worst.
And then in my kitchen, I am a weird dude. I listen to everything. Like, I like everything from really aggressive, heavy music to Tori Amos and just weird. I mean, like, I listen to everything. I grew up. I'm 38, so when I was a kid, I was big into like Nine Inch Nails and Industrial Skinny Puppy and all that stuff was really, really big to me. So my kids will walk into the kitchen most of the time like, what are you listening to? Because I don't hate on anything really. I'm not into country, but they'll catch me. I dance, man. Like I literally move a lot, and I get that. I'm weird, man. Like I got no shame in it, but I constantly am in my kitchen pouring and dancing with my music going on in the background.
Yep. Yeah. I get in a
We
great
would get
groove
along
with-
famously.
Oh, dude, I get in a right groove when I'm airbrushing down in the basement. I'm like, I'm back.
But the lady who cannot dance will like come up and catch me, and she'll sneak up every time, and I'll turn around, and she'll just be looking at me with this dead ass face, even though when I know I'm doing well. She remind me that I'm lame.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I mean, it varies. It really does. It does. And I even listen to a lot of like audio books that like narration of audio books that are passed on to YouTube and so on.
Man, it's like you're the other half of the medallion, man.
That's why I'm like this.
We all do that.
You guys are gonna have a great time being roommates.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we had two different places. He was. I was grateful that he reached out, and then 5 Points pulled the date like switcheroo on everybody. So then he, did his thing and found another spot pretty quick. I'm very grateful. And then I was just about to buy my ticket probably in the next few days, and then someone who can't go any longer reached out and refused to let me pay for them, and had already sent all of the information and forwarded me the VIP tickets to my Yahoo last night, and I lost my mind. Yeah, I'm beyond grateful. So because I have his address, he can't stop me from sending him a banging toy.
I have to get a ticket because now that they switched the date, I can go.
What's that?
Now that they switched the date, I can go. So I have to get a ticket because the other date was around my mom. Huh?
No, it's cool that you're coming. I didn't know.
Well, because the other date was during my mom's birthday, and I am very, as we all know, I very shut down. So I was like, nah, that's not happening. And then they moved it to the end of the month, and I'm like,
we were talking about it. Remember in New York City, I said, are you coming? You're like, it's like, if it happens, I'm coming, and if I can, I guess at that point, the venue was still in limbo.
Yeah, and I knew the dates might change, and I'm like, it was kind of like, if it happens on the dates that they were gonna do it, no. If they are changing it, like I heard, yeah. So it makes it easier. I just need to buy the tickets for it.
Once Comic-Con is over for me, I start making another batch of free toys. I'm coming down with another backpack full of stuff, and my game has gotten so much better since the last time I've handed out free toys. So I'm really excited, really excited.
Yay! You should say $1 toy instead of free toys.
Yeah, we should put a value on it.
Yeah.
Um,
even if you want to be like nice, you should at least, put a low number if you don't want to be like a dick or something, but still.
I've
or
made
swap or trade for stickers and other swag.
I do that with artists a lot. Whenever I'm at Comic-Con, a lot of times if I'm in front of a booth, someone will reach out and be like, "Hey, what do you got there?" From behind the booth. Voodoo's, they make these voodoo, prints. I love them. This dude he wanted my Cloudman because he's a Clockwork Orange fan. And gave me like a Beetlejuice print, a milkshake from Pulp Fiction, with Travolta and Uma Thurman, and just some really cool prints. So
that is cool.
I love doing toy trades. I'm in a toy trade with Playful Gorilla right now, I think, for my Ricky Smalls. I think. I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think. Hey, before I forget, how do you have that cat anywhere by you?
The what?
It's in the other room. The kitty cat.
Oh, the kitty cat. Oh.
Yeah,
him and I have a collab.
Okay. Cool.
Tiffany Flanagan's skull.
I fucking love it. I need to get somebody to go to the post office for me since I don't have a car.
It was your car, right? Yes, that they got in the accident with. And is it total?
Probably.
Wait, I'm sorry.
It's all right. Since my stepdad lives above me, I can like drive him to work and just like take his car after.
Did you pay on this or did you own it?
I think I'm still paying for this one.
Oh, I feel for you. You're my friend, so I hope that you don't get bound up. Seriously, like I feel bad for you. I've been in that situation so many times. Definitely.
Love you very much.
I'm a bad driver. I crash stuff all the freaking time. Because I'm flighty, okay? I won't say it's the brain damage, but like I can literally be like and just start looking out the window while I'm operating a vehicle. It's never a good combination. And I have luckily walked out of some pretty horrific car crashes with nothing more than like scratches. But I'm not a good driver.
Yeah. Jesus is.
Guys will be speechless on this.
Hallelujah. So what have you been watching, Richard?
Excuse me? Oh, so we finished Joyland. Oh, so my girlfriend and I, we do, my girlfriend crochets a ton. And we pretty much like right before the pandemic started, we started doing like old-timey radio time downstairs to where like we listen to like podcasts or audiobooks while she works and I paint downstairs. And I just revised how I paint downstairs. And we cranked out a 8-hour audiobook by Stephen King in 2 days called, which one was that? Later, from his Hard Case Crime series. And that was pretty.
He has a crime series?
Yeah.
Sorry,
There's a little bit of supernatural activity going, but it's 3 books. They're not connected.
Is it true crime?
No.
Close enough.
No. Just crime. Yeah, crime. So you have 3 stories: the Colorado Kid, later, and Joyland. Scooby-Doo that shit, right?
Joyland is probably the most popular of the 3.
Okay. And that's the one I don't like. That's my least favorable on that one, and we're doing it now.
Do either through any of them, but a lot of my family live in Bangor. He used to for the longest time live in Bangor.
Right.
I mean, for like, I don't think he does anymore. I'm pretty sure he moved out of Maine. But so my family is always like, oh, I'm reading this book, and I'm reading that book. And his wife is also a writer, but she doesn't write like spooky stuff, and they read her stuff too. And I guess all the locals do.
Yeah, I've got a huge appreciation for Stephen King, and mainly anything that revolves around the Dark Tower series. Like, if somebody references the fucking turtle in a story, I'm reading the whole story. I'm just like, that's just the way it is. So yeah, like I just finished a trip over the break, and Wolves of the Kala was the story, and I didn't even get halfway through it. I'm like, well, that's the joy of a 24-hour audiobook. And the Donnas. That's I reignited my love with them. So I found like they did some covers of a cover of Judas Priest and Billy Idol. Yeah. And I was like, fuck, we're jamming out with these ladies again. And
they're ladies. When I used to work for Hot Topic, I was in their corporate training program, and you get sent out to Los Angeles to a place called City of Industry. And it's literally just like a place in LA where it's nothing but professional buildings, there's lots of headquarters from everything from like Suave shampoo but it goes on for like Silicon Valley. It is like miles long. And the Donnas, we used to go to these conventions, and what they would do is preview the stuff that you are it's going to come out in Hot Topic in the upcoming year. And they would also have bands. So the year that I met the Donnas, it was also like Social Distortion and the Ataris there and someone else. But the Donnas, I actually I sat at their table. That was where my name setting was. So I sat next to them, and I ate like seafood, or I ate the non-seafood, whatever. But they all had like seafood, I remember. But they're wicked chill ladies. Yeah. Sorry for that rant, but
no, dude, that's cool. Like, yeah, no, dude, like, that's cool. We'll trade notes when we're not broadcasting. That's cool. All right. So before we wrap up, we're gonna do. We'll go do a round of future projects. So, like, if you have something you want to talk about or show off, or like, and I'm gonna go first just because like I'm super excited. The weather has finally changed in Minnesota to where like we have had like gray. In April we got instead of getting a March dump of snow, it came in April. And this past week we finally got like a couple days where I ended up wearing shorts at work. And I was very grateful for that. I didn't need a hoodie one day. Super grateful for that. But because of that, the humidity is going. Like tomorrow or Monday should be really nice, low humidity, so I could spray paint or prime some stuff here instead of having to go to my makerspace. I'm very glad for that. And if anybody's like been a tireless watcher of the show, they'll see that something's not here because it's right here, and I'm gonna fucking prime this dude this weekend. Like,
yeah,
I love this dude so much.
Did the other one get there?
Not yet. I don't think they've been shipped yet. So, okay. Like, I'll take the wings off of this dude, clean it up twice, and
the anxiety that was in my soul for that.
I'm gonna have it fucking primed this week at the very least, and I'll probably get like maybe some a base coat on this dude. But I'm like, I love him, and I'm finally gonna get it done or started.
That was my carry on. I still find that yes. I still find that so funny. Like, so Jake, I got that for him at Decon, right? I won the raffle for it under like crazy circumstances. And
this is the James Groman Cthulhu.
No, because I remember walking by the table and seeing stuff. That wasn't the only size though. I don't think, was it?
Yes.
It was just 2 different colors.
Oh, 2 different colors. Yeah, but it's a giantly amazing toy.
I had a massive fucking heart attack because I ran to my hotel room and then like they were waiting actually for me to do the raffle because there's only a few people, so they actually like were being real nice about it, and then they pulled it and whatever. Anyways, circumstances, he wins, and I was panicked to no other because of how much it costs like to bring it home, and I was like, this is not going in my suitcase. So it was in my carry-on, and I held it like that shit went. It was not going under my seat. It was not going up there. It was going right here. Like like it was in my quote purse. How much was it? Enough.
Nope, we don't talk about such things.
That's why I said enough.
I can only imagine.
It was enough for me to rock it back and forth like it was my infant.
I've had a couple purchases like that. And when I walk by them in my room, they always get like a small wave.
All right,
Exactly.
Nicole, what else you got? You got a future project to share with the class?
With the class? Well, I'm actually gonna
I meant the ass.
I'm actually gonna do Jesus Christ. I'm gonna do more of those guitars now that I love them so very much. But I'm gonna do in August, like kind of a trippy dippy one in honor of Woodstock's anniversary. In June, I'm gonna do some Pride ones, but not all of them are gonna have an eye. And I wish I took a picture of this. Like to put on there. My guitar, Jesus Christ. My bullet with the butterfly wings.
That was song obsessions.
I love that too. I loved it when I saw them perform it. Jeremy, I'm gonna say his name wrong. Jeremy Keplinger. He's so good. His sculpting is so good. He took my so Mr. Mento helped me at first, and then the file got a little janky, so Jeremy came in and redid it for me, and I'm so grateful for both of them because now Jeremy printed it, and it's fucking insane. It's 4.5 inches. It's like this big, and it's a tank. In my opinion, it's a tanker. And initially I was going to have the bullet to be removable so you can put whatever you want with the shell, but printing wise I don't know anything about it, but I'm sure you'll understand it. It made more sense to not do that, to have it separate. So I'm like, whatever, take a Dremel to slice the fucking head off if you want to.
Oh, I'm seeing it now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you see how because he tagged me. Yeah, you see it. I love it. I was like, just so amazed because Brandon from Motley, he took my heart and he made it into such a cool sculpt, and this is a talent that I don't have, and I don't know if I ever will, and I'm so grateful to the people who can do those kind of things because I like making things that aren't characters. I like making my art that's on a canvas, a tangible holding sculpture. So without y'all, I would not have that. So yay, that's my project.
You know what would be cool for your guitar series?
What?
To do yellow ones flocked. So it would be a peep. Then you could give it a black. Then you could give it a black eye too, or a chocolate brown one. Just a thought.
I like that idea.
Buy me a beer.
You knew I was gonna like that.
All right, Jake. What's the upcoming project you got, or do you have one?
So this
I've been working on crazy for the past Don't do that. You there?
Yep.
Hang on. I don't.
Oh,
I
'cause
don't.
you went, no, you went to go share something on your phone. So yeah, it's like
Yeah.
killed your camera. That's right.
I don't know. There we go. All right. So I want to show this off because I'm very proud of it. And it's something that I did with my son over here in the white. But we turned a Pokeball into kind of like the Piranha Plant from Mario Brothers.
Right on.
And this is kind of what I've been doing lately. And I'm going to double cast a brain inside of the upper half. This is just one of the clear ones that I did really recently. It's actually one of my favorite pieces that I did that I've pulled so far. But yeah, that's kind of that's like the future project to try to maximize all the different colorways to get on some of them I want to have to paint them at least. No, I do. But as far as the Pokeball, I want to be able to cast the bottom half white like it's supposed to be traditionally, and then a red top but with a brain inside of it. So I have a lot of stuff. I just got the art back from Acidma, this artist that I know from, across the, I think he's in Japan. No, he's in Korea. Yeah, he's in Korea. Yeah, that's kind of like the thing that I'm pushing for like the next month and a half, 2 months. And then I have an upcoming project again with GDM Originals, and that's going to be based off some my illustrations that I have going. I have a figure and I haven't done, a profile picture on both the left and right side, and then from behind. So this one will be, mine completely instead of a collaboration between me and him. But that one, I'm not gonna say a whole lot about that one yet, because I want to make sure that I'm hand pulling these ones. I don't want to 3D print them. I really enjoy pouring resin like a lot. I'm kind of addicted to it. So I have a photo mono. I have a printer on the floor. But that's not what I'm doing right now. I'm getting through Comic-Con. I'm still pouring. That figure will be poured, but I will be 3D printing like super soon.
Cool.
If you ever make like that Pokeball with like a Goomba in it, let me know. But I have a friend who wants it the way it is now too, because he goes by like nickname Goomba.
That's gnarly. Me and Joe Forrester just sent me pictures. He double casted a skeleton inside of my Goomba. I sent it to him, and we'll have a double cast of that. He also has one of my eyeball UFO things, and he put tentacles on it. So we'll release a couple of those too.
I love Joe. I have one of his back when he was just customizing like my minis from Funko. I have one of his Negans that he made before, and I don't even know if they made a Negan from Walking Dead afterwards, but I was like, dude, because it had the baseball bat with the barbed wire around it and the blood, and I was like, this is sick. It's somewhere in display.
He can do a lot of stuff other than the stuff that he's pushing out for Double Casket. He is a really, really good airbrush artist and does really good horror figures. Like that's all I've seen. I'm sure he can do anything based on the art that I've seen. He can probably anything with an airbrush. Realistic,
he's
very
amazing.
portrait-esque art. Yeah. So he is a lot of stuff. I have to send him some more stuff, and I'm doing stuff in another scene with Petey, and he's going to help me with that because I need some glass to be etched. So he's going to be etching Petey onto some glass things for me so that I can go around to do some events in my area.
Wow, that's cool as hell.
Yeah.
That sounds.
I'm really stoked about your art. I didn't know you were going to be releasing it in different ways. That's really gnarly.
Neither did I.
Keep going with it. Yeah.
I didn't until literally until I went upstairs today with yours to show my stepdad's brother, and he was like they have a snort laugh. I love that family. He was like, that's fucking cool. And I was like, and he was like, you could do so many different songs with that. And I was like, I could. Like my brain just went into this like I had a reading, or what is it, reading rainbow moment. Like butterflies in the sky.
That's cool. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap up because it's late, and I appreciate everybody for being flexible for the extra pushback.
Yeah, Rick done fucked up.
I did, but it was like the weird fuck up, but like whatever, it worked out, and
that was such a Nicole thing. When you told me that, I was like,
oh, this is dumb. So like,
yeah. That's why I said it's such a Nicole thing. I was like, literally, like, are you sure?
Shout out to my best friend. I thought I locked myself out of the house, and I called him. He lives half an hour away, and he like found the key that I gave him years ago. Jumps in his car. Then I found it, and I just called him and said, go home. And I was like, oh, so yeah, that's what a friend is for. I haven't seen him in months because of everything, but he's ready to go, man. I'm very grateful. All right, so we're on our way out. So we're going to tell everybody where we can find each other. Jake, you get to go first. Tell everybody where they can find you.
At Fat Dad's Toys on Instagram. That's pretty much it. I also have a store. There's Fat Dads at bigcartel.com.
Nice. Nick,
and next weekend.
Oh, sorry. And next weekend, I'm going to be in Saratoga Springs, New York on May 14th and 15th at the Saratoga Comic Con. My first Comic Con, really stoked. 15th.
Awesome.
And
is that where the PD show is?
Oh yeah, so that's where I'm releasing PD as well. So there's a ton of characters. So hey, come on, it's midnight. I've been up since 4 a.m. with my children.
That's all right. I appreciate it very much. We're wrapping it up, so you can go get a nap before your kids wake up.
But he's just making fun of the face I just made at him.
I am. Yeah, that's what she was. She was giving me a face. So that's what.
Like, sorry. All right, Joletta, where can people find you?
Slowly dying in my household. On Instagram, the.matthatchett or matthatchett.net.
And I am Rick Stroh on Instagram, RICSTROH, and a website with that name too. We do number one. Thanks for Jake for joining us, and as always, we'll remember the number one rule: always talk about Paint Club. All right, good night, y'all.
Have a good night, buddy.